a 2016 f550 with a 6.7 liter. It's throwing a code for intermittent back pressure sensor. I looked this up a while ago. I did it once before and then it stopped. I cleared it and it hadn't done it for a while, but now it's coming up pretty consistently. So I'm going to change it out. I looked at the wiring diagram and I believe it would basically, it just goes from the PCM and then the two wires go right to the back pressure sensor. I believe there's there's just two wires to it, and I believe both of them come from the PCM, so the problem's either going to be a wiring issue or the PCM or the back pressure sensor. So I'm going to change the back pressure sensor because that's kind of what I'm believing it is. I'm going to, once I take it off, I'm going to blow inside there with some compressed air in case there's any soot or anything stuck inside the little tube there. Make sure it's clear. So you can see I got a wrench on the bottom. It's a 16 millimeter, and then the actual sensor itself is a 25 or a 1 inch will fit too, but I think it's a little sloppy. So you can see the back pressure sensor right there. It's got this little cap on it, so it's nice and tucked in there. See, it's right there, that thing. So I'll pull that cap up, unplug it, and then remove it. I tell you, the first step to remove this is to take the cab off. Well, probably not, but it's just a little Ford joke. It's gonna be a nightmare. Can't get a wrench on it because of the hose. The socket won't fit under between the firewall. be it.
Nice.
Alright, so here's your part number for the back pressure sensor for that truck. Yeah. That's what the sensor looks like. I guess it's possible it could be a wiring problem, or it could be a PCM problem. But I mean, I imagine with the PCM less than a foot away that there probably isn't a ton of wiring. That wire comes from there and it just kind of loops around this harness right up to the PCM. So I didn't see anything chafed or any issues there. So I'm pretty sure it's going to either be sensor or the PCM. I'd rather replace the sensor first. If I can get a wrench on it. Alright, so I managed to get a socket on there. I used the 1-inch, the ratchet, and a 16mm wrench on the little nipple that sticks out. So you can kind of get at it, but you're gonna cut the crap up out of your hands on the stupid cowl here. So have fun with that. It was not easy getting this in there. That would be a little easy if I didn't have to use 1/2-inch stuff, but I don't have the size I need in 3/8. So took this plug. Make sure I don't have any issues at the plug. I wonder if that's got spread terminals. Can't really see inside there. Well, I'll try to kind of bend them back a little bit, just in case. Whoa, I don't want to lose it. So, these terminals look a little bit more open than I would like them to be. So I guess that might have been what my problem was. But I don't have the luxury of trying one thing and then seeing if that fixes it, so we're gonna go with both of them. just in case, because yeah, it wasn't super expensive for the sensor, so it is what it is. No parts changer. If I can squeeze them back down. I gotta disassemble this plug. And the light's reflecting off of it, so it makes it very difficult to see anything. Of course, it's all taped up, so I can't just slide it through. So I'll have to remove the wires from the plug. So let's say upper left we've got green up with a white stripe. The upper right we have blue with a white stripe, and the lower one we have a black with a blue stripe. So keep that in mind. Put it back together. Hope I don't lose any of the plug connectors. And just be happy that they gave me 3 inches of harness to do this in. So you got little tabs here once you get these connectors off, and just kind of pry them away. Don't break them. And then give a little tug. Apply a little pressure pulling on this connector. It'll kind of hold them open. Alright, those are open. Pull it wider out. Yeah, these terminals are a little open, so I mean that might have been my problem. But so I guess if you want to mess around, you can take your connector apart first and look in there. Try to show you, but that camera doesn't get very good up close things. But I just look in here, and there's a little tab that goes down, and it should be the this should be kind of touching, I'd imagine. These terminals might have been spread, but now looking at them, they're a little bit different than I assumed they were, so they might not be. Yeah, they were just a little bit of a different connector. I figured it had a little arm that was part of it up here, but it looks like it's not. It's like it comes in from the back. So let me try to do all this so you can see. Alright, there's the tab in here comes from the back, and it goes forward. I assumed it was from the front and it bent back around down, but it's right here, and that goes like it tapers at a 45 to the front. So what I did was, where this little section is right there where it's attached to it, I just kind of squeezed that down a little bit, so it puts pressure on that contact tab and pushes that down a little bit too. So now everything seems like it's tighter, so we shall put the connector back together. That I can get it back together. Alright, there's that. Rubber piece was on first. Put this back on. Got a little lock. And there we go. Let's get this back on if we can. Half an inch of space. Alright, that was fun. Hey, control unit, TCM, read codes, retrieve CM at DTC. P0471, exhaust pressure sensor range performance, exhaust pressure sensor high input, exhaust pressure sensor intermittent fault, P0474. Yeah, means fan speed low and validated receipt from brake system control module. I don't know if that happened when they were plowing, because you get a lot of wheels spin and maybe it's throwing a code because of that. But anywho, so I'm gonna erase these. Codes have been successfully erased. Can you imagine what it would be like if AOL made a scan tool? Hello, you have codes. No codes detected. Thank you. Alright, so that's done. That's how you change your back pressure exhaust back pressure sensor. Nothing is ever easy on these vehicles. You think you could just get your hand right in there and change it because it's right on top, but no, they found a way to complicate it. So anyway, hopefully that's what my issue is. I'm pretty sure it would be, because I'm hoping it is, because it's either that or the PCM. So anyway, hope this helps somebody. If not, let me know what I did wrong, and thank you for watching. Alright, so I'm still having trouble with this exhaust back pressure sensor. So I put it in there and it was still coming up with a code for high reading. So I'm checking the wiring here, and so let's see. Here we got right here. This is the exhaust back pressure sensor. The ground wire is green and white. The voltage ref wire is blue with a white stripe, and the exhaust pressure signal wire is brown with a blue stripe. So I checked my ground. I'm on ground now, and I'm basically just gonna do like a voltage drop across. So I don't know if I got a good connection here. Get it in there. I don't have a very high ground or voltage drop across there, so I got a good ground. So I'm not too worried about that, because I think I'm not exactly sure how the sensor readings work with Ford. I think the lower the number, the higher it is. So if you don't have a ground, then there's nothing to pull a sensor signal down, so you might have a high number. So I think Ford's backwards. So I thought maybe I was losing my ground and then the signal was high, because I believe to set that code you have to have a reading of like 4.8 volts or higher, or 0.02 volts or lower for the low one. I'm not exactly sure. But so anyway, I'm testing my wiring here. So I mean, I got a good ground. Saw it lit up. So come over here. Alright, so we got 12 volts. I'm kind of holding the terminal, or the probe with my arm over here. So this one, the brown wire, is supposed to be my signal out, and I don't have a short to voltage or anything on this, because I think that's part of the diagnostic process, to see if any of these wires are shorted to voltage, so see what you got on them. So if there was 12 volts on the ground, then I'd have 12 volts obviously, and so I got nothing on the signal wire, so it's not shorted to voltage. And then over here, this is the blue and white wire. So this is my signal, my voltage reference, which is supposed to be 5 volts, and you can see that I have 9 millivolts on that. So that's all I'm getting is 9 millivolts. But over here, there's a little nick in the wiring. Now I didn't think that this, because it doesn't, I mean, it's not torn or broken, it's just kind of like a little nick in the insulation. So I thought, well, that's not a big deal. So I come in here and I've got 5 volts. So I've got my 5 volt reference there. And then over here, I don't have my 5 volt reference at the pin. Oh, I think I just got it. Oh, I got it now, but I bet it's because I moved it just right and now it's connecting. See, now it's gone. I just twisted it a little bit and it's gone. So this wire is broken. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a pigtail because it's right up against there and try to repair that. But I don't know if you can see just how small that is. Let's see if we can get you down. You probably won't even be able to see because this won't pick up the resolution, but it is literally just a little pinhole. right there. I don't know if you can see that. That's what my problem is. So it was an intermittent fault, and that's probably why, because it connects, vibrates a little bit, and then all of a sudden it loses its connection. So I gotta try to get a new harness there, or at least the pins. Alright, so I kind of patched this up the best I could to reconnect that wire. It was broken off really close. I ordered a pigtail, but it won't be here for another couple of days, so I had to do something to get it going. But anyway, so ultimately, that's what my problem is. Anyway, hope that can help somebody. Thanks for watching.